empower women at all levels to struggle for justice. And the mission being is reaching out to victims of economic and social justice, and who are manipulated by social, religious, and political power. Basically, we want to do programs with women so that they are empowered and they are able to lead decent lives. Yeah. So the history dates back to 1875, where we started in Mumbai, and it's an international organization. We are affiliated to the YWCA of India, which is in Delhi, and that started in 1896. So our main focus is on community service. You must have heard of YWCA, as we have residential programs, we have hostels for working women and students, we do have rooms for senior citizens, then we have an emergency shelter for women in distress. We also have a counseling unit, Asana, which deals with various family issues. And we also have a lot of work in different slum areas in Mumbai at different levels. And it's basically a membership movement. So, I would like to encourage you all to join the movement. We need young girls, young women to join the program, because we've always had women, and since it is such an old organization, a lot of Christians were involved in this, but slowly what we are seeing is that less of participation by the younger people. So we want basically young women to get involved in the movement, since these are very old. We have a big legacy which was started so many years, but we need people to carry on the whole movement. And this is the main purpose of coming here, so that we have more people to join. And basically the logo is the blue symbol, blue triangle, which emphasizes the completeness of the body, mind, and the spirit. And basically what we focus is on to change structures which are hierarchical and patriarchal, and to remove all this class and class creed. And our main focus being on capacity building, on sustainable livelihood, education and health. And we do a lot of advocacy programs. We focus on human rights, and we have a lot of leadership training programs, and also a lot of outreach programs. The outreach programs in different parts of Mumbai. We have actually four buildings in Mumbai. One is at Andheri, which is called the Asha Kiran Complex, where we have a creche for children who are children of marginalized working women. Then we have study centers where we have the youth and marginalized girls who come there for education. We also work with youth. We have self-help groups where we give them sustainable livelihood programs, and also with senior citizens. We have a daycare for senior citizens as well as accommodation for seniors. And we do take different sections like personality development. And we go and reach out to different schools, colleges, where this advocacy takes place. We take certain social issues where we need the young generation to be aware of what the issues are and how they can protect themselves, how they can take themselves and live. We also take sessions on prevention of child sexual offences, and a lot of awareness camps take place with senior citizens. We have a daycare for seniors where they come in the daytime and they go in the evening, so a lot of other programs are organized for them too. Then we have vocational training courses, like we have cookery, bakery, confectionery course. We do have a course in nursing aid. Then we have beauticians courses, tailoring courses. So these are basically for the marginalized girls, and even who can come and make a career vocation out of the different courses that we have. Also the Women's Development Unit, where we organize a lot of health camps. We have social awareness sessions and various sessions. Like we have worked on certain themes. Like our first theme was rise and respond to being a green ambassador. So we have a lot of environment programs. Then with being a young ambassador, so we have youth programs with the youth, and also against violence against women. Yeah. So the pictures looks to be very clear. Chimpur, where we, right from children, where we organized poster competitions, drawing competitions, and children were aware of why the need to keep the surroundings clean. And when we talked to women after a year, I mean, they really realized the importance of having cleanliness and hygiene around. And that was seen when we did, after the year, when we looked at the program and when we reviewed it, there was a considerable difference in the area. We do take street plays also into different areas and issues. Learning communities again is the adolescent girls who get involved in, they network with different adolescent groups in different areas and have various programs. We organize career melas, NGO melas. So, I mean, by telling you all this, we would like, more and more people to get involved and be members, be volunteers to do these various programs, because we have staff and volunteers, and it's a balance between the two, and we require the help of volunteers in order to do all these programs. Yeah. These are the various sessions that we take. I mean, police reforms also, we had talks with Dolphy and disaster management, better police for a safer movement. So we take it into the different schools and colleges and have these kind of programs. And even cybercrime, the different, I mean, children are so much involved in all this, so they need to know about the cybercrime issue, and and they really get to know when we go to these places and talk to them about it. We do organize intercollegiate debates also and orientations with different places. Then we take our hostel residents to different homes where they can get involved in meeting and knowing the need of the other people who are there around. Okay. This is our residents going to an old age home and sharing with them, and so when they live in our hostels for a period of about 5 years that they inculcate these values which they take it along when they go out in life. These are the various issues. Also, drugs seems to be a very big issue among the children these days, even in schools. So we've been doing a lot of, we've taken a campaign against drug abuse, and that has been carried out in different schools and colleges also. So these are the different programs at different levels. We want participation and action for youth, and these are the different programs that we have. And we would also like to, invite you all to be volunteers, because by volunteering, you get some sense of satisfaction by yourself, and also you feel the need to be useful to others. We have been blessed, so we bless others. Yeah? Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mrs. Sabha. Our next speaker is Mr. Dolphy Dsouza. He is the former president of the Bombay Sabha and currently an executive member. He is also the former national vice president of the All India Catholic Union. He is a convener of the Police Reforms Watch, the spokesperson of the SOUL organization, that is the Sabha Lane organization, and thus he is an all-round very enthusiastic human rights and political activist. His topic that he is going to speak on today is how we can be a force to reckon with in the political arena. So please put your hands together for Mr. Dolphy Dsouza.
सब लोग सोए हैं।
Good morning, friends.
Very good morning, sir.
Coffee नहीं पिलाया होता है. Good morning, friends.
Good morning, sir.
Great. If there is no energy here, how are we going to vote for candidates? There has to be energy. We like to compliment Jane and the entire team and the other units that are here. Rita, President of the Bombay Catholic Sabha, Shobha, General Secretary of the YWCA, and my dear friends. As Plato said, it, one of the penalties for refusing to participate in politics is to be prepared to be governed by inferiors. Today is a festival of democracy. But what is very important for us is how do we exercise that option as a citizen to get the people that we deserve. We all say whether politicians of different political parties are friends. So on a public platform, they abuse each other, but on the private, they're best of friends. That should be. We don't see any reason we have contesting candidates here while campaigning, why they can't be friends. When you have this instance of these three politicians of different political parties, I don't want to name them, code of conduct is on, the police are there, traveling in an aircraft, and they were discussing what they would do to basically keep their constituents happy after election. So one of them said that I will drop a 2,000 note. Demonetization has taken place now. The amount has gone up. Saying I'll drop a 2,000 note and somebody will benefit out of it and be very happy. So the second one said, I will put 2,000 rupee notes and make two people happy. But the third guy said, you think, politicians think very big. They said, you think very small. I will put 20 notes of 100 rupees and make 20 people happy. So the pilot was listening to this and he got irritated. And he said, I'll drop all three of you and make 125 crore people happy. What is very important is, are we only going to blame the politicians? That's the whole issue. It's very easy to pass the buck. हम नेता लोग को दोष देते हैं, लेकिन दोषी तो हम हैं, क्योंकि हम काम करवाना नहीं चाहते हैं, हम उस पर दबाव डालना नहीं चाहते हैं। वेरी आयरॉनिकल कि क्यों खाली इलेक्शन के टाइम में हम ये मीटिंग ऑर्गेनाइज करते हैं, क्यों? लेकिन 5 साल में फिर जीतने के बाद तो वो नेता तो गुल हो जाता है, लेकिन हम भी गुल हो जाते हैं। I think this will not do. In a democracy which is called Festival of Democracy, लगान हमारे हाथ में होना चाहिए. We need to learn how to ensure that the person that you elect is basically there to listen to you. But that doesn't happen. Today, I think Jane has passed the message to almost 5 parishes or 4 parishes. 4 चर्चों में या 5 चर्चों में मैसेज भेजा था और मेरे अंदाजे के हिसाब से करीब हमारे लोग, दूसरे धर्मों के लोग भी हैं यहाँ पे, करीब 30-35 हज़ार लोग रहेंगे. यहाँ पे 0.01% का भी प्रेजेंस नहीं है. So why the hell should politicians take us seriously? Why?
Yes.
If you choose to ignore this, you choose it at your peril. You know what was the voting in Goa yesterday on the 4th? 83%. I think Punjab crossed 70%. And what has been the average election percentage of a BMC election? 46%. 46%. And I can tell you this with a certain sense of certainty that voting from our community never exceeds more than 22%. And then like armchair critics, we sit at home and say everything shit is happening all around us. But we are part of that shit. I can tell you that. I'm sorry. Some might take offense to what I'm going to say, but take it in the spirit in which I'm saying it. Because all of us, and I can tell you this, I'm very grateful that you have chosen to come here, and the onus of responsibility, that's the reason I salute you, that on a Sunday morning you've chosen to come here, which means you are interested in the destiny of the city.
Yeah.
That my grouse is not against you, my grouse is against all those that we need to motivate to ensure that we have 100% turnout in the BMC election for voting. Are we willing to do that? Are we willing to talk to our neighbors irrespective of which communities they belong to? We are not here as a focus point of looking at a particular community. We are not interested in that. We are interested in good people coming into the foray who are answerable to us and who will work for us. Let's be very clear on that. So that's the reason why our quotient is very clear. That 21st February is the election date. How do we look at it? How do we campaign? It's a responsibility that I think all of us will need to look at from a point of view of responsibility. How many of you know what is the budget of the Bombay Municipal Corporation? Can anybody name me a figure except those who are contesting and
2 crores.
huh?
2 crores.
How much? 2 crores. Okay, so let's say
37,000 crores.
huh?
37,000 crores.
तुम हिंट दे रहे हो क्या?
37,000 crores.
हाँ?
37,000 crores.
If you are right, 37,000 crores of rupees, 37, which is equivalent to several states in our country. 37,000 crores. And assuming that 50% of that goes in salaries, because we have over a lakh of employees in the BMC. But look at the facilities that we get. We don't even get a straight road here. We can send lunar missions to the moon, but we can't even have a technology to repair the bottles. What a tragedy. And the tragedy happens because we have refused to question, we have refused to challenge, and we have accepted this now. How many times are we willing to come on the streets to basically challenge this? Is a question that we need to reflect on. Unless, in my student politics days, I had my mentor who tell me the art of getting things done. He would say either you have political godfathers where you approach them and get work done, and I can tell you our community has no political godfathers. So the next best thing is we have nuisance value. And the nuisance value is to constantly come out on the roads when concerns are there and nobody is listening to you. Specifically coming to the community, I can tell you this. No political party takes us seriously as far as giving us tickets. No political party. And why they should take us seriously? Because we don't do anything seriously as far as the political area matters. There are certain constituencies in the city of Mumbai, and I can name them, more than 15 constituencies, where we can make or break a candidate. But we have never come together. We have never exercised that right to ensure that the political leadership of all political parties, except those with whom we don't go ideologically, listen to us. And I think the challenge for us today is, as part of this campaign that we flag off today, is the challenge to all those good candidates, some of whom are here, some of them contesting on a party ticket, some of them contesting as independents. That are we willing to accept the challenge, and those who are here who might decide tomorrow to contest elections or next election, to persevere. Persevere, when you lose an election generally, then you don't want to persevere next. But the challenge is, if you are punched in here, at least be a shadow operator. Persevere. Abraham Lincoln made 7 attempts before he became a president. Several times he lost, but he consistently persevered. So those who have potentialities, those who have talents to work in the political arena should basically work. What is very important is today's politicians, they work KBC. You know what is KBC? Kaun Banega Crorepati. In a reverse way. They collect crores of rupees first, and then they, if they want, answer the questions. I think this attitude has to change. And even a small number like here, honestly speaking, can make a hell of a lot of difference whether to win a candidate or to lose a candidate. Who's your ideal candidate? I believe your perception could be something else. Somebody who is local, somebody who is around you, somebody who is accessible. So draw the agenda with them to say, are you going to be available? Are you going to be accessible to us? Point number 1. Are you, if you get elected, proactively disclose? Now the RTI is there, right information is there. Proactively disclose on the website what do you do with your money, what do you do with your constituency allowance. Would you form a team in your constituency to work with you to work out where the money has to go and respond to people? We've had a funny situation. You write to government offices today, whether it's BMC, whether it's a war office, whether it's the, nobody replies you. The culture of response is not there. I think we need to make our corporators also responsible for the culture of response, or hold them responsible. When you write something to them, it cannot be ignored. Because you as a voter, a single voter has a powerful voice. You know what? Remember Vajpayee, he lost his prime ministership because of one vote in the parliament, one vote. That's the power that you have. I think let's make a very good beginning today, because Jane, you and your team and the other teams have a responsibility. Just don't meet as a run-up to the elections. Make it a deal with the corporators who are contesting the elections, make approaches to them and ask them whether they will be approachable to be, if not every month, once in a quarter, to share as part of the discussion, work together. Create a sense, as I call it, of authority that you have as a citizen. You are a citizen of this sovereign nation. The power lies with you. The day you realize that, nobody will take you for granted. And finally, I must say this, and as Dante said it, that the hottest places in hell are reserved for those who in moments of issues and concerns remain neutral. Don't remain neutral. Don't say, ye bhi kharab hai, wo bhi kharab hai. Take a decision. Don't use the nota option. There was in between a very serious campaign by some elements of the present dispensation that rules the government in India, which honestly has done a mess on the communal issues, on the issues that concern the plurality and secularism of our country. We need to be very clear that there cannot be a fascist state in this country. Nobody can tell us what we have to eat in our kitchens. But tragically, when the beef ban was announced, there was no whimper from anywhere. No whimper. We accepted what came in, not because everybody eats beef today. Who doesn't eat beef today? But let me tell you one thing. The two-faced talk about they never dared ban that in Goa.
Yeah.
You talk about scams for everybody, but you know what happened in the process of demonetization. These are concerns that have to be taken note of by us. We need to voice, we have a voice. You cannot stifle the voice of a citizen. So let's be very clear. There's a lot of us take photo opportunities with some of our so-called MLAs, showing our proximity to them. But when it comes to the needs of the community and the citizens, nobody takes a stand. Don't worry about photo opportunities. Get work done.
Yeah. Yes.
You need to have that power to get work done, and it can be done. Finally, I must say this, as Father Yu, my late guide and mentor who passed away a couple of years back, said it, those who sit on the fence will have the fence torn. So it's very important for us. Take a stand. Let's resolve ourselves. And the one question is 100% voting turnout on February 21st. Can we have a voice vote on that?
Yes.
100% voting turnout. I can tell you, we will create that transformation that is required to deserve the leaders that we want. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Dolphy Dsouza. Can we have another round of applause for him, please? We now have to speak another former president of the Bombay Catholic Sabha, Mr. Dsouza. Let's have a round of applause for him.
Good morning, friends.
Good morning, sir.
Well, lovely morning, Sunday morning, and you lovely nice people of Bandra have really taken time out to gather here to listen to and interact on a very important subject, that is elections, which affects all of us. Well, Dolphy has already spoken a lot on the subject, so that leaves little for me to speak. I acknowledge the presence of very eminent people here. Our present presidents of the Bombay Catholic Sabha, Dsouza, of course, Dolphy, former president who has already spoken, Jane, the community coordinator who has organized this program so well, and I can see a number of candidates are also present here. I'm not sure, I've not been part of the organization, but I hear that there are some problems, whether they will be able to speak or not, but I leave that to the... Okay. So good. So things are being settled, there will be fears, so that's good. So it's good that some of them have really come here. I really acknowledge their presence too. It just shows their interest for the community and for the society and for these elections. Thank you for being here with us. Elections are a gateway for a better future. Thousands have given up their lives so that we get this freedom to make our country a better and our lives better. The municipal corporation elections, among all the others, is more important because it governs 90% of our lives. How? From the cradle to the grave, you have to go to the municipal office. Birth certificate, other formalities, death certificate, burial certificate, cremation certificate, and in between, health, education, cleanliness, hospitals, a lot of things, everything to do with life, 90% of our life. So it's very important to have good corporators. They are called city fathers. But do you think they are really father of the city? They are called Nagar Sevaks. But do you think that they are really Sevaks of the city? Unfortunately, it's not seen that way. We don't see that much interest in their work. I'm sure there are some good corporators who have done well, truly appreciate, but many of them are just making money behind the scenes. Many are just wanting to just name the roads and churches and all that, and doing little for the people who have elected them. So why should we vote? If we don't vote, these same people will take us for granted. They say कुछ फर्क नहीं पड़ता है इनके लिए. But if we vote, the turnout is as good as it was done in Goa. They take us seriously. They'll attend to our needs, and we'll get a better life. So it's very important to vote. They are not our boss. They are our representatives. In fact, it was mentioned 37,000 crores is the budget of the BMC. Is it really spent worthwhile, or most of the money is going down into some people's pockets? Unless we are vigilant and see that the money is well spent and for our use, it will go on and on the same way. Bandra is a place of activism. There are a lot of activists. We have seen a lot of good cooperators also from here who have done good work. It's a region where there are a lot of ALMs, Advanced Local Management, who are taking care of their local areas. Kudos to them. Hats off to them for being so vigilant. That is a need. And on 21st, the election day, we hope to really turn out in large numbers and vote for educated candidates, people with no record of criminalization, sincere people, secular credentials. This time it's a tough election. You know, all parties, 6 of them are contesting separately. On an average, 50,000 voters are there in a constituency, sometimes less. And we often see not more than 50% vote. That means 25,000. And out of the 6 parties, very often we have candidates with 6,000 or 7,000 also winning elections. And elections are won and lost by small margins. The last election, almost 30% of the elections were won by a margin of less than 1,000. And so many more with around 100 and 200 votes and 50 votes. So every vote counts. It's important because your vote will make a difference to a better candidate who will be elected. But having voted, it's not enough. It is important to follow up. Follow with the candidates. Even before the elections, if you go with your issues, your problems, prepare a charter, ask them that these are the needs, make them sign it, and afterwards keep on regularly meeting them or ask them to come and meet you at a particular place at a particular time. This is very important, and if we follow as vigilant citizens, I'm sure we will succeed and will get our worth, our value from these elections. We hope on 21st January we all go and vote, and I wish all the candidates here who are present the very best for these elections, and for all of us to go out in large numbers, vote, get your neighbors to vote, form groups, help other citizens to find if their name is there on the electoral list, encourage people to vote. And if we do this, I'm sure we as citizens will succeed, and the city will be a much better city for us to live in the future. Thank you.